10-on-10 tangle, painting up Pennsylvania, and then play a little X-Ball. The final episode of the season coming up next. Well, everybody, welcome to a sad, sad moment in TV history. See that? That's a little bitty tear. I'm James Bates, and this is Paintball 2Xtremes, and this is, unfortunately, lucky number 13, the final episode of the season. Can you believe it? 13 weeks has just flown by. But I've had a blast seeing the best of what this great sport has to offer. How about you, Jen Pierce?
James, it's been a fabulous 3 months. The tournaments, the people, the places. But I have to admit that my fondest memory was a little scenario games encounter where I got my payback on a certain you-know-who. But enough reminiscing. What's on tap for this week?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. Thanks a lot for the bonus balls, too. You know, that still hurts, really. Right here. But hey, today on the show, we're going to flash back at some competition highlights from both scenario and tournament games of 2004. We're going to show you how to finish off the game and pack up when you're all done. But first, what do you say we head over to some five-man action and take a look back. And there's a look at the Nebraska paintball team running through the Dyslexic Dogs and the Panhandle All-Stars. It'll take quite a surge from the Albany Power Surge to win this championship, so a little bit on the defensive maybe for Nebraska here early, in Albany making a big offensive move, JJ.
Yeah, they did. They ran right to the 50 on the break, although he got a little lazy on that run out. You notice he wasn't running full stride to the 50, and as a result, got shot going in. You really have to stretch that first run. And here we have Nebraska being pretty defensive. They're really crossing up the field. They're laying deep. They're keeping the field nice and cross. I mean, they're shooting the angles, covering each other, making sure that it's very difficult for the Power Surge to move.
And the reason they're doing that, in this round-robin format, and after decisively winning in the first couple rounds, Nebraska really doesn't have to hang that flag to win it this time, do they?
That's correct. They only have to shoot 3 of the Power Surge out. If they shoot 3 of them out, even if they lose the game, Nebraska still wins the event. Now here they push forward on the right, got shot out, so they lost that one. Power Surge is trying to get aggressive. They really need to take it to them.
You saw Robert Plum from Nebraska go out early in the last game we saw against the Panhandle All-Stars. He was all over the field, did a lot of damage, and now they're starting to move. Nebraska moving up a little bit here.
Yeah, Nebraska's taking advantage of some seams that have opened up. They pushed their left tape now. They have a guy on the head of the snake, and then right here in this square bunker, they're shooting at left tape. And he took a bounce, or was he hit? He's bounced top of the head.
Bouncing off the head, all the technology, all the strategy that goes into this game, sometimes it takes a little bit of luck too, and there we saw it on the Nebraska side.
Yeah, it literally is a matter of how the ball bounces for your team.
So Nebraska paintball on the left, the Albany Power Surge on the right. Surging forward right now are the guys from Nebraska trying to take home this championship in this novice final of the Northeast Open.
Yeah, even though Nebraska doesn't have to be aggressive, they're still taking it to them. They're not afraid to pull the trigger, move. He's moving up now. He's sliding that right tape. He's on the 50 now. The right 50. He's wrapping to his right. They have 3 people in the 50 now. You can put a fork in them. Surge is done.
They are done in Nebraska paintball. They only needed to keep a few guys alive, but you know what? They'll go ahead and hang the flag for good measure, the champions.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we've got some great competition coverage, fantastic features, including some Torah 10-man coverage, a visit to the New Jersey Nerve Center of National Paintball, all that and more when PB2X comes back. Paintball 2Xtremes is brought to you by National Paintball Supply, the world's largest paintball supplier. By Bob Long, the man behind the world-renowned Intimidator. And by 32 Degrees, cool as ice.
As we've been telling you, this is our wrap-up for this season, and putting a perfect finish on anything is important. For our show, it's taking care of our business. On the field, however, it's polishing off the opposition. How to finish what you started is what our Game On takes on.
Ryan Gray from Texas Storm, and today we're going to talk about game closing. When closing the game, it's important to do two things. Number one, communication. In communication, I mean, you want to know where all your players are, and you want to know where all of them are. The second thing is shooting. You want to have your markers up at all times. If there's 6 of you and 2 of them, chances are you're going to shoot them. With both, with communication and shooting, you want to make sure you get the field wide. Move out to the furthest bunker out. If you widen the field up and they're in the middle, you're going to shoot them because they have bigger angles to shoot and they're behind the bunkers. So when you get in, immediately start to shoot at them and keep your mouth going at the end of the game.
Nothing says pounding out the paint like 10-man action. And we've seen more than our share of excitement, from the IAO to the World Cup. Here's one of our favorite battles.
All right, well, we're ready for a little bit more Pro-Am 10-man action here at the World Cup 2004. There's your number 1 seed, Justice, on the left, breaking out. They're taking on the number 4 seed, Atomics.
Yeah, Justice has a strong history as a 10-man team in the amateur ranks. They've won several events, always a contender, and that's why they're seeded number 1 coming into this finals.
They're up against a relatively new team, but a strong team. It's pretty strong just to get this far here to the finals in the World Cup, and it's Atomics in the gray. They're in the red, Justice, and that's a pretty cool shot.
That is a pretty cool shot, shooting right at your living room. Now there's a Justice player walking off the field. Both teams are going to lose a few players here. They're kind of jockeying for position, trying to get the right angles, trying to move up the field.
And in 10-man, JJ, you can afford to lose a few players off that break. It's all about the positioning as you march into the later part of the game.
Yeah, you'll lose some players early on. That's kind of part of the game. Again, trying to find the position, trying to find the right angle. Then as you begin to improve your angles and begin to move up the field, then you begin to get an advantage, get the opponents on their heels, and try to take advantage of that and push them over the edge.
Bird's eye view of Team Justice and the Empire Field here at Disney's Wide World of Sports, making a little move up to that temple in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Justice takes the 50 there in the center, and he has a teammate there in the snake past the 50. He's to the right there, behind the Dorito, great angles. Both of these guys can do serious damage from these spots.
And here comes the damage. There you saw one Atomics guy go. There goes another. Another.
That's right, another, because Atomics there realized the snake was causing some damage, so he went up to try to take him out and got shot out in the process.
So Team Justice well over the 50 now, hunkered down in the temple. You see him up in the snake. They're taking over this field step by step, trying to clean it up and go grab that flag and take it back to their house and hang it and get a big win here in the finals. One guy left in the Y for Atomics, and that's Joshua Gastelum, trying to stand strong.
He won't be able to stand long. You see Justice breaking down the left tape completely now. They're actually behind him, so Josh is all that's left, and he's done.
And he's gone. So 6 guys left strong on the field in the red and black, and Justice is pumping it up right now, coming in as a number 1 seed. And they look every bit that strong. They'll check and make sure their guy's clean. You can't hang it dirty. He's clean, and so are 5 other guys. Big win in round 1 for Team Justice.
We all know that you have to be a pretty skilled player to make it to the World Cup level. And some players like to do what they can to improve their chance for success. So we were wondering what type of superstitions or rituals are brought into play.
My superstition is that I don't wear socks while I play.
Try not to be hungover.
Yeah, I always got to wear a armband up here. That same one I've been wearing for like 2 years.
We go sock that full, sock that full.
We always like to do a prayer, a team prayer.
Unstrap my gloves, put them both back on.
I like to go in jacuzzi on Sunday.
Take off my barrel condom once, put it back on.
Wore the same pads underneath for a long time.
You take it off again and then leave it on the ground.
The night before, I always sleep in my paintball pants and geared up, ready to go. I have my gun under my pillow. And
we go, give me a pow, and everyone goes pow. Give me a pow.
Pow!
Give me a pow.
Pow!
And we go shoot, 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 kill, 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 Ironman a bunch of times, and we get all pumped up.
I wash my clothes before every game.
I'm one of the ones that doesn't like to wash my clothes.
Nobody on my team washes their jerseys.
I haven't washed any of my jerseys since the first tournament in LA.
You play paintball, we don't care if it smells or anything like that.
The superstition? We don't do superstition, we just play.
There's no doubt that Lady Luck has to have quite a sense of humor. Stay with us, PB2X will be right back.
Large Marge sent me. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm James Bates. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of our very last show here from the 2004 World Cup of Paintball in Orlando, Florida. And you know, 1 week out of the year, Orlando becomes Paintball Universe. But elsewhere, 1,000 miles from here, in a village up north, it's paintball 24/7, 365, up in New Jersey, the real paintball town.
The small village of Mantua, New Jersey may one day be regarded as the Cooperstown of paintball, the heartland of the sport's amazing growth. It is the home of National Paintball, the company that Gino Posterivo originally founded in the back of his father's business.
I had an 8-foot table in the back of the shop. My dad gave me a little corner in the back of the shop. We moved everything in there and it started growing, and I had a little ad in the back of a paintball magazine. And that's how I started. And before you know it, people from all over the world were calling me for gear.
In a short period of time, those domestic and international customers provided so much business that National Paintball moved into a succession of larger and larger buildings. Recently, the company settled into its gigantic new headquarters on a 26-acre site, and they certainly needed the room.
We carry almost 8,000 different items. There's a lot of product and a lot of employees. A lot of our employees were friends, high school friends, cousins, family, and we all basically started with them, and now we have our own arts and graphics department. We have an R&D facility, which we have 7 engineers.
And as the sport and the business have grown, National Paintball's influence has spread far beyond the Garden State.
We have probably 10,000 employees somehow connected through paintball. From the paintball manufacturers to the tank manufacturers to the people in the factories overseas to the distribution to our dealers. So it's just not just a mom and pop business anymore.
You know, I've spent some time at the national headquarters in New Jersey. I've even clocked in and worked behind the scenes with the staff up there. They work day and night trying to make you paintball fans happy. In fact, the only people that move faster are our experts that do our 1-minute review.
Reds International, leading pack manufacturer in the paintball industry, bringing you packs, pads, and accessories. What I'd like to show you first is our Reds modular dimension pack system. Right here, this is a 3.3, which holds 6 pods, 6 150-round pods. These belts are made with Fedora nylon, which is on the inside, and a pocket sleeve, which is out. It also attaches on the back, which applies to the comfort belt with the spine down here, the butterfly for some more grip, and in through both loops. So I'd like to show you the Reds comfort pack and the belt that applies together. This is our belt here. If you notice, it has the Velcro spine that goes down the back. This is what attaches to the back of the pack. It also has 2 snug-up straps on the outside, which after you have your original fit on, snugs you up. And then we can turn this thing over and show you the Velcro that's held to use this thing right to your body. This is the combined version and our pride right here, the Reds Dimension Pack, worn by more rec ball and ultimate tournament players than any other pack in the industry. Designed by players, worn by players, absolutely loved by players.
Paintball got its start in the woods and fields, and what better place to get back to our roots than at the skirmish games in the Poconos. Here's some highlights of the action.
And some of the players and superheroes took that action back into the woods here at Skirmish, over 400 acres. As you can imagine, plenty of nature's obstacles here.
Yeah, along with those nature's obstacles, you have many players running through the woods, all kinds of costumes, some dressed in camo, some taking leadership roles, some like this fella carrying the flag. Various roles, various people that really get to choose at what level you want to play and what you want to do.
And no matter what level and what type of game you're playing, communication is key. How do they decide who takes on these roles, JJ?
Different people step into different roles. You may want to lead, you may want to follow, you may just want to charge through the woods and shoot the other team. And that's what's neat about this game.
What's reading, bro? Ooh. Yeah, see, people want to call this guy a dummy, but dummies don't read Paintball 2Xtremes, the magazine. It's the best magazine out there for paintball coverage. We got the best show right here, but we can't fit everything into 30 minutes. PB2X, the mag, has got you covered. The February issue of the magazine will include 5- and 10-man event coverage from here at the World Cup, a profile of the Russian Legion, and the no-nos of cheater boards. Check it out. Paintball 2Xtremes is brought to you by Diablo. Play with fire. By Empire. It's a lifestyle. and by National Paintball Supply, the world's largest paintball supplier. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Paintball 2Xtremes. I'm James Bates. So far on the show, we've taken a look back at this year's 5-man, 10-man scenario. We've even stopped in on the head office. What's left? Well, I'll give you a little hint. How about a big hint? How about X-Ball? How about check this out?
It's a PB2X flashback to the World Cup semis and the dramatic conclusion to Russian Legion versus Infamous.
15 seconds left on that clock. 7 for the Russian Legion, 7 for Infamous. Can somebody pull it off? Is it possible?
It's possible. They'll have to get really aggressive, go at it hard. Here they go. Here's Infamous. They're very good at this. Aggressive play is their style.
And it's the aggressive style that they lost there in the second half and gave the Russian Legion a chance. Here goes Chris Lasoya. Oh, he makes a run at it. He gets hit, the horn blows, the time runs out. Russian Legion players making sure everything's clean, and we're off to overtime. How's this for World Cup drama? And how's this for a comeback in the second half? The Russian Legion stepped up in a huge way.
Now, one thing we didn't really notice, but in the end of that last game, the final 15 seconds, Infamous puts a player in their penalty box. They get a 2-minute penalty. They're playing down a man.
Wow, so Infamous not only shorthanded, but they've got to get back to being aggressive. Time really not an issue right here. Who wins it is. Sudden death. The winner will go on in our next show to take on Dynasty in the finals. You're looking at the last match of the semifinals. We're in overtime, and this is fun.
This is fun. It's fun for the players. It's fun for the spectators. Russian Legion has somebody on the 50 there in the snake, and they're working the rest of their bunkers very well, playing tight, a little bit conservative, now beginning to move forward.
Not sitting back in this overtime matchup. On the other hand, Infamous all bunkered down back in the backside of their field. And look, here comes the Russian Legion. One guy left. He's gone. It's Fedorov. We've seen him throughout the year, and there's the Russian coach pumping up the crowd, and for good reason. What a dramatic comeback on Paintball 2Xtremes.
X-Ball just rocks, doesn't it? Well, just as their season has been winding down and everybody's making an exodus for the exits, you have to realize that there's a right way and a wrong way to wrapping things up. And as we all know by now, that when it comes to playing the proper way, it's time for the safety zone and JJ.
So you've had your fun out on the paintball field, and most importantly, you've been safe. Well, the fun may stop there, JJ, but the safety only begins with the storage, doesn't it?
That's right. Once you get back home, you need to now put the marker away correctly. One of the first things you'll do is you'll remove the ball feeding source, discharge it in the proper direction, be sure that you've taken all the balls out, there's no balls left in the chamber. Remove the air system. You want to now take the air system, set it aside, take the marker, put it in a case, close that up, and put everything in a proper location so that no one gets to it who shouldn't have access to it.
Can you believe it? Just a short while ago, this tent was packed with thousands of paintballers gearing up and getting ready for the World Cup. Now they're all gone. And we're all gone too. That about does it for PB2X for this season. But don't you worry, before you know it, we'll be right back at you saying go, 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 go. All the ins and outs, everything that makes the paintball world go round. Gonna miss you guys. You gonna miss them too, Jen?
James, has been a great first season, and I know that I speak for both of us when I say that I can't wait for the next one. And while we've had a lot of fun on the air, there's also been a lot of fun off the air that you have not seen until now. And I have a feeling there's going to be some incriminating footage. Well, enjoy the bloopers, and we'll see you next time.
I hope you're rolling. Remember, we got a bloopers show to do.
Hey, can we get an emergency stuff?
Spina and his talk tech is, oh my gosh!
I'll demonstrate it for you.
Whoa! There you go. I guess paintball.
You see this? Watch out for that.
Jerome, get Jerome. Ah! That was on purpose, JJ. With those balls coming flying at you all the time, and you're sliding on the ground so much, well, you weren't supposed to follow that.
CFOA this, CFOA that. Well, my hair threw me off. CFOA this, CFOA that. Well, it stands for Carolina... I forgot. Well, it stands for Carolina Feared...
With their current winning ways, you know we gotta pat Chris and his teammates on the ass one more time, so...
Yeah, I got some good ones already. What do you want from me?
Okay, welcome back to PB2X.
I'm JP, and along with JZ, JP.
Man, do I feel dumb.
Turn it off!